Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got some summer reading recommendations for you. Alright, so summer has officially begun. So I thought I'd share some of my favorite kind of summery reads with you. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. The first book I'd like to recommend for a summer read is House in the Cerulean Sea. This is just one of the cutest, sweetest, found families, kind of urban fantasy, kind of a little bit contemporary romance-ish. It's just sweet and adorable, and I do have a book recommendation, I think, for books to read after this. If you guys get a book hangover from this, that I will leave linked up above. But this is a perfect way to dive into TJ Klune's works, and honestly, this is one of my favorite. All right, next up I have I Hear the Sunspot. This is a very cute manga. It is following Kyohei, who is often misunderstood because he is hard of hearing and slowly losing his ability to hear, and he's having trouble integrating into life on the college campus. That is until he runs into Taichi one day. Like, literally Taichi runs into him on accident. And Taichi is very outspoken and cheerful and like a little all over the place, and I love him. And he is just kind of wanting to help, and he kind of latches on to Kyohei, and they kind of become best friends, and then maybe a little bit more as they start figuring out each other. And I really, really do love them. They have such a sweet friendship to start off with, and sometimes there's misunderstandings and things don't always get communicated correctly between them. I really like that Taichi is very kind of aware of that, but also a little bit not. It's such a cute manga, and I can't say enough good words about it. Okay, next up is Haiku. I love this. I love these dumb sports boys. I can't get enough of them. Honestly, their facial expressions are just some of the best. And if you haven't seen the anime yet, it's definitely a good place to start with the manga, because the manga, I feel like they're a little bit more kind of asshole-ish to each other in the manga than they are in the show. But I mean, still, they're so dumb and I love them. You can tell that things are gonna end up just like incredible, for at least, especially from just like a first volume. Like, this follows Hinata and Kageyama, and they are kind of volleyball rivals, and then they end up going to the same high school and end up on the same volleyball team. And it's basically them having to work through their issues with each other and learning to play as a team and not, you know, just a single player. Also, just the expressions are just fantastic. All right, next up we have Running with Lions. This one shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. This is one of my favorite summer sports romance books. It's just so good. So this follows Sebastian Hayes, who is the goalie on the Bloomington High Lions team. So the Lions are one of the most accepting teams in their league or whatever. Their coach doesn't make his players hide who they are or their sexuality or anything. He accepts them all, and it's basically a haven for LGBTQ soccer players, and I love them to pieces. So this follows Sebastian and his teammates as they are at their summer soccer camp. The last person that he ever expected to show up shows up, and that is Amir Shah, his childhood best friend, who they kind of had a falling out, and Amir is trying to, you know, get on the soccer team, and, you know, Sebastian really wants the team to gel, and they kind of start reconnecting and maybe falling in love, and it's just such a good story. This one also deals with like eating disorders in athletes. Great story, and it's one that I could not recommend enough. It's so good. And then last but not least is Boyfriend Material. This is one of my favorite romance books I've ever read. It's so good. This follows Luke O'Donnell, who is he's a child of famous parents. His parents are famous rock stars from like the 70s and 80s, and his dad is getting famous all over again for being a mentor on a show kind of like AGT or The Voice or something, and that means Luke is back in the spotlight and he's all over the paparazzi, and one bad image almost loses him his job, and his boss tells him that he needs to clean up his image and, you know, get a nice normal relationship. And that's when Oliver Blackwood steps in, and Oliver is a barrister, and so they were kind of like in the same circle of friends, but they didn't particularly like each other, and then they start having this like fake dating relationship thing going on, and it's amazing, and I love them to pieces, and they are just such good characters, and they're both messes in different ways, and I love them for it. I also like that this talks about depression and eating disorders, like finding yourself and learning to love yourself for, you know, who you are as a person. And this is like a perfect summer romance. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some fake dating, it's got enemies to lovers, it's got complete mess, and a really, really great friend group that is like ride or die, and I love them. All right, so that is it for my summer reading recommendations. Do you guys have any books that you would like to recommend for a summer read? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.